welcome to my YouTube channel. So I hope guys you all are safe. My today's video is on the topic types of chemical reactions. So there are total 7 types of chemical reaction. You can see on the screen the names of the total 7 types of chemical reaction. The first one is the combination reaction. Then is the decomposition reaction, which is further divided into 3 parts, that are thermal decomposition reaction, electrolytic decomposition reaction, and another one is the photochemical decomposition reaction. The third type is the displacement reaction. Then is the double displacement reaction, exothermic reaction, endothermic reaction, and the last one is the redox reactions. So it is also further divided into 2 types, that are reduction and oxidation. So without wasting any time, let's get into our first type, that is the combination reactions. Now combination means to combine something, right? Combine something. Over here, we'll add up 2 or more substances, or we'll combine 2 or more substances and it will form a new substance, or it will form another substance. Okay, so it can be written into the 3 forms. Okay, the combination reactions can be represented into 3 forms. You can see on the screen. The first one is the combination of 2 elements. That means element plus element is giving us the compound. Okay, let me give you an example. Elements are those. First of all, let me come to the point element. What are elements? Elements are the purest substances which can't be broken away. Okay, if I talk about the carbon, oxygen, fluorine, okay, hydrogen, helium, and so many like these. Okay, the elements which have occurred naturally, okay, they can't be broken away. So that are the elements. And compounds are those which are formed by adding up 2 or more elements and they are being formed up. So that are the compounds. So they can be broken away, right? If I talk about carbon dioxide, it can be broken into carbon and oxygen. So over here, carbon dioxide will broke up into carbon and oxygen. So that is a compound. Now let me come to the first form, that is the elements plus elements will give us the compound. Okay, so over here if I take one element to be as carbon and the another one to be as oxygen, so the compound formed over here will be the carbon dioxide. Okay, so this was the example of combination of 2 elements. Now let me come to the second form, that is the combination of an element and a compound. Means I'll add one element and I'll add one compound and the substance formed will be a compound. Now let's see this by an example. If I take carbon oxide, so carbon oxide is a compound over here. Now carbon oxide over here is a compound because carbon is another substance and oxide is like oxygen only. Okay, so it is forming carbon oxide over here. And I am adding oxygen, which is an element. So over here I am adding a compound, that is carbon dioxide, and an element, that is the oxygen, and I will be getting up a compound, that is the carbon dioxide. You can see over here carbon dioxide I am getting. So that is 2 carbon dioxide plus oxygen. It is giving me 2 carbon dioxide. So that was all about the combination of an element and a compound. Now let me come to the third form, that is the combination of 2 compounds. Means I'll add up 2 compounds and I'll get a compound, right? I'll add up 2 compound and I'll get the another compound. Let me tell you this through an example. Now you can see the example on the screen. Over here, calcium oxide and water, they both are combining to form the another or a new substance over here, that is the calcium hydroxide. Now over here, 3 of them are the compounds. Okay, calcium oxide and water both are the compounds and they both are combining to form the another compound, that is the calcium hydroxide over here. Now one thing which I would like to tell you over here is that the another name of combination reaction is the synthesis reaction. Okay, this you need to keep in mind. Okay, just for your knowledge, the another name of combination reaction is the synthesis reaction. Now let's move on to the second type, that is the decomposition reaction. Decompose means breakdown, right? Decompose means breakdown. Breakdown of the substances means when a substance breaks down to form two or more compounds, that type of reaction is known as the decomposition reaction. Now, as I told you, there are total three parts of it, means it is further divided into three parts, that are thermal decomposition reaction. Thermal means heat. Thermal and thermic. You need to keep in mind that thermal and thermic means same. That is only and only heat. So thermal means heat. Okay, the heat, reaction with the heat. Okay, whenever the heat would be provided, the reaction will occur. The reaction will break up. Okay, when the heat will be given to a single substance. If I talk about the electrolytic decomposition reaction, means the reaction with the electricity. Okay, the reaction with the electricity means the substance, when it will be provided the electricity, that substance will break up into two or more substances. Now let me come to the third one, which is the photochemical decomposition reaction. Photochemical. Photo is somewhat similar to light, right? Sunlight. When the substance would be kept in the sunlight for the some times, then the substance will break up into two or more substances. Now let's come to the examples. If I talk about the thermal decomposition reaction, thermal, I told you, heat, means when the substance would be provided heat, right? Over here you can see on the screen lead nitrate. Lead nitrate, when it will be provided up the heat, it will break up into the lead oxide, nitrogen dioxide and the oxygen. So over here, the single substance, that is the lead nitrate, it is breaking up to three substances, that are the lead oxide. Lead oxide over here is a soluble substance, insoluble substance, it is a solid substance. Then if I talk about the nitrogen dioxide, it is there would be brown fumes, right? Brown fumes will be obtained from the nitrogen gas. Okay, it will be produced in the form of the brown fumes. Okay, it will be produced in the form of the brown fumes. Then oxygen will also be released over here. So this was the example of the thermal decomposition reaction. Now let me come to the electrolytic decomposition reaction. Electrolytic means the substance is provided electricity. If I take up water, okay, if I provide it electricity, that substance will break up into hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, when we form the water, hydrogen and oxygen, they both are added up, only then the water is being formed. Okay, if I talk about the H2O, when the electricity would be provided to the water, okay, it will break up into the substance hydrogen and oxygen. So this was the example of electrolytic decomposition reaction. Now let me move on to the third type, that is the photochemical decomposition reaction. Means when the substance would be kept in the sunlight for some times, then the substance would break up. Let me take silver bromide or silver chloride. Okay, if I take silver bromide, when it is kept in the sunlight, okay, it will break up into silver and bromide. Okay, it will break up into silver and bromide. If I talk about this silver chloride over here, silver chloride, when it would be kept in the sunlight, then this substance will break into silver and chloride. Okay, this was all about this decomposition reaction. One more thing which you need to keep in mind over here is silver chloride and silver bromide. Okay, they both are kept in the dark colored bottles. Now why they are kept in the dark colored bottles? As if it won't be kept in the dark colored bottles, it will react with the sunlight and it will break up into silver and chloride or silver and bromide. Okay, so they are being kept into the dark colored bottles. Okay, and they both are being used in the white and black photography. Okay, silver chloride and silver bromide, they both are being used up in the white and black photography. Now let's move on to our third type, that is the displacement reaction. Okay, displacement means to take the place of someone, right? Displace. In your words, I would like to tell you that displacement means to take the place of the another person, right? Let me give you a very small example over here. You take an example of your group, right? There are 5 people in your group, and we take the most intelligent one, right? The most intelligent one, which always scores maximum marks in your group, only in your group, right? Okay, and suppose you are the least scoring ones, right? And the teacher conducted the test. Okay, just she don't told you, and she conducted a test, a surprise test. She conducted a surprise test, and the one who always scores least marks scored the maximum marks in your group, right? And the one who scores the maximum marks in your group scored the least marks in your group. So over here, the one who scored the maximum marks, or the one who scored the maximum marks in this test, right, or the one who scored the least marks in all the tests, has now scored the maximum marks in this particular test. So it has displaced, okay, it has taken the place of the one who has scored the least marks in this test. Okay, so this is the displacement, right, taking place of someone. So over here in chemistry, I would like to tell you that the element which is the most reactive one would take place the least reactive element, right? So you can you need to learn the reactivity series over here. You can see on the screen the reactivity series. Over here, potassium is the most reactive element, but if we talk about the phosphorus, it is the least reactive element. Okay, so potassium is the most reactive element and the phosphorus is the least reactive element, and you can see the reactivity series on the screen, and there is a small code also for it. You can learn it, right? You can take a screenshot of it and you can learn it, right? It is a very easy way to learn this, and it is very important to learn it, otherwise you won't be able to do this particular reactions in the paper. So let's come to the reactivity series. You can see hydrogen, the elements above the hydrogen can displace hydrogen easily, but the elements which are down from the hydrogen can't displace hydrogen. If there is any type of reaction over there in the paper, then you will write no reaction. Okay, then you will write no reaction in the paper. So you can see some of the examples over here. I have taken zinc plus hydrochloric acid. Over here, zinc is more reactive than the hydrogen, so it will take place hydrogen. Okay, zinc is more reactive than the hydrogen, so it will take place hydrogen and it will form zinc chloride, and hydrogen will be left behind. Okay, so zinc is more reactive than the hydrogen, so it will form zinc chloride and hydrogen will be left behind. Okay, if I talk about the another example, over here you can see iron and copper sulfate solution. Copper sulfate solution color is blue in color. Okay, copper sulfate is always blue in color, but when the iron is being put into it, that solution over here, iron is more reactive than the copper, so iron will displace easily copper and it will form iron sulfate, and copper will be left behind. Okay, so copper will be left behind, and iron sulfate solution over here turns means it fades down and it forms greenish in color, light green in color. So this was the example. Okay, and it was the most important example in displacement reaction I have told you, this one. Now I hope you all are clear with all of them, all of these examples, and all of the 3 types as well: the combination reactions, decomposition reaction and the displacement reaction. Now let's move on to the double displacement reaction. In this reaction, you can say that two substances, they both react and they form 2 more substances. Okay, 2 substances, they'll react together and they'll form the 2 substances, and there will be exchange in mutual ions. So this is the double displacement reaction. You can see the example over here. Okay, before just starting this, I think that you won't be clear, so I would like to give here an example. You and your friend are both traveling on your own scooties, right? You both are traveling and you meet each other in a road. Okay, you meet each other in between a road and you exchange exchanged scooties, right? You exchanged scooties. You took your friend's scooties and your friend's one took your scooties. So you'll see that this is a double displacement reaction. Okay, this is a double displacement reaction. So I thought that you won't be clear out. So I gave you this example. This was just all about the double displacement reaction. I would like to give you over here the example. With the example, you will be more clear. You can see over here, potassium iodide is reacting with lead nitrate. Okay, they both are the two substances over here. Potassium iodide and lead nitrate. They both are two substances over here, and they both are reacting to form the two more substances. Okay, what are those two substances? Lead iodide and potassium nitrate. So over here, lead iodide is a solid substance, which is an insoluble substance, and it will not dissolve again anymore. And if I talk about the potassium nitrate, it is an aqueous solution. So over here, you can see the lead iodide. It is the yellow precipitate which is being formed over here. Now I'll tell you what is a precipitate. Precipitate is the one which is a substance being formed in the aqueous solution, either at the top or at the bottom of any substance. Okay, I told you the meaning of precipitate in the first video as well. Okay, I gave you the example of kerosene oil and water. Right, just for your clearance, nothing else. You don't have to write this in the paper. So if you will add up kerosene oil and water, you will obtain a layer of kerosene oil on the water, right? As it is as it has the least mass than the water, so it will float on water, and that will be termed as a precipitate. Okay, so over here the lead iodide is termed as a yellow precipitate. So you can just learn this example, important one. Okay, let's come on to the exothermic reactions. So exothermic reactions, as I told you, exiting of heat, right? Exiting of heat. Thermic means heat, thermic means heat. Exiting of heat means the heat won't be involved in the reactant side, it would be involved at the product side. Like I have given the example, carbon plus oxygen is giving us carbon dioxide plus heat. So this is the exothermic reaction. Okay, this is the exothermic reaction, means the heat is getting evolved. So this was the exothermic reaction. You can also give the example of respiration. Okay, respiration is also an exothermic reaction. I would like to ask you a question over here, that why this respiration is an exothermic reaction. If you know the answer, go in the comment box and write it down. Okay, if you don't know the answer, you can mention in the comment box. I'll give you this answer also. Okay, now let's come to another example of exothermic reaction, means the vegetable compost, right? Vegetable compost is also the example of the exothermic reaction. Now let's move on to the endothermic reaction. Endo means entrance or inhalation of heat, right? Inhalation of heat means the heat would be involved in the reactant side, not in the product side. So over here, you can see reactant plus heat will give us the product. So basically you can write all the examples of thermal decomposition reaction over here. The one which I gave you, I'll tell you that one only. Lead nitrate. Okay, lead nitrate plus heat. Okay, heat is being involved over here, and it is giving us what it will give us: lead oxide, nitrogen dioxide, and oxygen. So this would be the example of the endothermic reactions. If you know more examples, you can also mention in the comment box. Now let's move on to our last type, that is the redox reactions. Okay, redox reactions has two types, as I told you, reduction and oxidation. So redox has been formed from red and ox, from reduction and oxidation. Okay, redox reactions means the substance which takes place oxygen and hydrogen. Okay, means this reaction is taking place simultaneously over here. So this would be a redox reaction. Okay, reduction and oxidation of the substances is going on simultaneously, that is the redox reactions. Now let me come to the reduction. Reduction means reduce, okay, something which is getting reduced, okay. Oxygen will be removed and the hydrogen will be added up, so this is the reduction, okay. And the substance which reduces the oxygen and adds up the hydrogen is known as the reducing agent, okay. Now let's come to the oxidation. Oxidation means adding up of something. Adding up of what? The oxygen, right? In the previous one we reduced the oxygen, in this one we'll add up the oxygen, okay. Over here there will be the addition of oxygen and removal of hydrogen, so this would be the oxidation, okay. Oxidation, the substance which adds up oxygen and removes the hydrogen is known as the oxidizing agent, okay. This would be known as the oxidizing agent. So you can see the examples on the screen. Over here, copper oxide plus H2, okay. You can see copper oxide also and hydrogen also, they are forming the substance copper plus water. So over here copper oxide is getting reduced to the copper and hydrogen is getting oxidized to the water, okay. Over here in the copper oxide, it is the reducing agent, and H2, which is the hydrogen, it is the oxidizing agent, as the oxygen is being added up over here and the hydrogen is being removed over here. Hydrogen is being removed from there. And if you talk about the copper oxide, from over here oxygen has been removed. So this was all about the types of chemical reaction, and if you have any query you can mention in the comment box. And if you like my video, do like, comment, share with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. For more updates, do hit the bell icon.